We're going to be looking at Best Buy. This is actually a topic name. It's called Best Buy. I think it's a really great topic. It uses mathematics in a very real way. Real life, you can use this in real life context. In fact, every time I go shopping, it's something that I use. So I think it's something that can benefit all of us as well as we look at this today. Let's just think about this though. You go into the shops and you want to buy something, and it's always best, especially when you're trying to save money in this economic climate. You're trying to think of ways to save as much money as you can, and in order to do that, you need to be buying things that is worth its price. So, for example, perhaps you don't really care which one you like better. You think Coke and Pepsi taste about the same. If you actually do think that, some people don't, obviously. If you do actually think that, then deciding between two should be based on value. Something that will be you buy the cheaper one, so that you can have more money to spend for other things that you'd like. So, looking at a Pepsi versus Coke situation, for example, if you're at the shops and you saw that you could get a can of Pepsi for $1 versus a can of Coke for $1.50, then you would obviously pick the Pepsi if you felt like these two tasted the same, so that you can save the 50 cents. And then all of these savings, as you accumulate them, will allow you to have more savings later in the future. But sometimes what happens is when you're at the shops is that they're not necessarily giving you the item in the same amount or the same quantity. So what I mean by that is, let's look at this question. It says by calculating a common rate, determine the best buy, that's the topic we're looking at, for the following brands of dog food. So we have two types of dog food. We have King dog food and we have Thrive dog food. Now, the problem here is I can't simply say I look at the $35, obviously cheaper than $60, so I should buy that one, because the quantity is different. You've got a 5 kilo bag and a 12 kilo bag. So you can't right now compare the value of King and Thrive together, like the Coke and the Pepsi, because they had the same amount of liquid in both. Here, you don't have you don't have a comparable value. You can't compare the $35 and the $60 fairly because one of them has more than the other. So what our goal is, we want to convert the dog food from 5 kilos, the price per 5 kilos, to price per 1 kilo. And if we can do that with both dog food brands, then we can find out which one is cheaper per kilo. That's more important than just which one's cheaper altogether. Okay, so let's do the first one. Convert King's dog food to price per kilo. So what we're going to do, if we know that 5 kilo, or we'll just do this, we know that $35 will get you 5 kilograms of King dog food. Okay, what we can do is it's like what we were doing with fractions. You can divide both sides by the same number here. If you divide both sides by the same number, for example, let's divide this by 5. Okay. If I divide by 5 on both sides, here I get 1 kilo, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Because I'm trying to get, in fact, maybe not equal signs. Let's do it per sign. This is a per sign. This is like divide sign. So it's $35 per 5 kilos of king dog food. If I divide both sides by 5, I get per 1 kilo, or another way to say that is per kilo. If I go $35 divided by 5, I get $7. So here I know that for king dog food, I'm going to write this on the side so I don't forget. For King's dog food, it will cost me $7 for a kilo. $7 per kilo if I buy it for that bag. Let's take a look at Thrive dog food. So Thrive dog food was $60 for 12 bags, $60 per 12 kilos of dog food. I'm going to divide both sides. This time, not by 5, this time by 12. If I divide by 12, then I will definitely get 1. My goal is to have per 1 kilo at the end. So that at the end, for example, this question, it's $7 per kilo. Okay? I want per kilo. $60 divided by 12 is $5. So here, $5 a kilo to buy Thrive dog food. And so I can see, I can compare these two now. I have $7 a kilo for Kings, $5 a kilo for Thrive. So which is the best buy? Obviously, Thrive dog food is best. If you're looking at value, maybe King dog food is better quality, but if you are purely looking to buy for value's sake, you want to spend less money per kilo, then you would buy Thrive. So for this topic today, you'll be looking at this investigation sheet, and this investigation sheet will have instructions for you to convert units for price per kilo or price per 100 grams, and then using that strategy to be able to find out which one is the best buy. So hopefully give it a go. Ask your friends if you're having a little bit of trouble. Hopefully you find this pretty straightforward. All the best.